These are three veterans who walked into WrestleMania 30 as enforcers of a corporate machine and got taken apart in under 3 minutes by the next generation of WWE. This is the story of The Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws, and why that match carried weight that had nothing to do with its runtime. April 6, 2014, New Orleans, Louisiana, and the Mercedes-Benz Superdome holds 75,167 fans who traveled from all 50 states and 37 countries to be there, making it the first WrestleMania ever staged in Louisiana. History sat on top of history that night, because this was also the first WrestleMania broadcast simultaneously on pay-per-view and the brand new WWE Network, which had already pulled in more than 667,000 subscribers in its opening weeks. Before Daniel Bryan's coronation, before Brock Lesnar ended the streak, there was a quieter collision, rooted in something wrestling fans have always responded to: the old guard refusing to step aside, and the new blood refusing to wait. Road Dogg and Billy Gunn first came together on October 4, 1997, and what followed was one of the most beloved tag team runs of the Attitude Era. 6 title reigns and a merchandise ranking that put them third in the entire company, behind only Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. Kane, meanwhile, had built a career most wrestlers would never approach. Former WWE champion, World Heavyweight champion, ECW champion, and multiple-time tag team title holder. By November 2013, though, the mask was off and the suit was on, and corporate Kane existed to do the authorities' dirty work on behalf of Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. 3 legends, 3 careers worth respecting, all now pointing toward a faction of 3 young men who weren't going to move. The Shield debuted on November 18, 2012 at Survivor Series, with no music, no pyro, and no announcement. Just 3 men moving through the crowd, while Michael Cole spent several minutes trying to figure out who they even were. What followed was a televised undefeated streak from December 2012 into May 2013. A WrestleMania 29 victory over Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Big Show, and a moment at Extreme Rules where all 3 members held championships at the same time. Heading into WrestleMania 30, the cracks had shown. A loss to the Wyatt family, Rollins walking out on his teammates mid-match, but a summit brought them back together. And slowly, deliberately, they had begun targeting heels instead of faces. The crowd that once feared them was starting to cheer, and their opponents were perfectly cast to accelerate that shift. The New Age Outlaws had re-entered the title picture on January 26, 2014, winning the WWE Tag Team Championship at the Royal Rumble Kickoff show, more than 14 years after their previous reign, a gap that stands as a WWE record. Road Dogg leaned hard into the veteran angle, promising the trio would school the Shield at WrestleMania. Rollins answered with a guarantee that the Shield would steal the show in New Orleans. When that bell rang, Reigns springboarded from the floor and hit a dropkick that caught both Outlaws simultaneously on the ropes, followed with spears on Road Dogg and Gunn in sequence, then launched corporate Kane clean out of his suit. Rollins and Ambrose each collected an outlaw, handed them both to Reigns, and the 3 executed a double-triple powerbomb. Rollins covered, 3 count, under 3 minutes. WrestleMania, record 2-0. Kane retrieved his mask that same week after Stephanie McMahon told him to find the monster he used to be. The Outlaws stepped back quietly into their backstage roles, and the Shield kept moving, right up until June 2, 2014, when Rollins drove a chair into Roman Reigns' back, shook Triple H's hand, and ended the whole thing from the inside. Just 2 months after New Orleans, 3 young wrestlers who debuted with no music and no fanfare walked into the biggest stage in wrestling and finished a match before the crowd fully processed that it had started. Road Dogg said the veterans would do the schooling. The Shield answered that in under 3 minutes, and then spent 2 more months being exactly what they promised before it all fell apart.